everyone. I thought I would take this opportunity to share a little bit of Aboriginal wisdom. I came out here because I knew this large branch had fallen off. I was hoping to make a boomerang out of it, but when I got into it, I realised it was hollow. So I cut out a section for my next attempt at a didgeridoo stove. That should be plenty wide enough that I don't have to worry about it falling off. But what I would like to show you today is something called a Weir. And what it is it's kind of like an indigenous Aboriginal Australians version of a shovel. I'd probably be more accurate to describe it as half shovel, half plate. For digging in soft soil and sand, I reckon it beats the hell out of a digging stick. Because the problem with a digging stick is it's so thin. You can't easily scoop out volumes of material with just a digging stick. I tried to when I was digging for water over on the island in one of my videos, and it sucked horribly. But then I grabbed the lid off of my billy and I just tore the hell out of that sand. Easily twice as effective. For something little, probably not worth all of this effort, but if you were going to be using the same digging tool over and over again, and we're going to put an effort into it, and your oil's quite sandy, this might be worth looking into. What we're going to be doing to make our Weir, or indigenous shovel, is we're basically just going to halve this. Now, normally you would want something a bit wider than this, because the wider it is, the more efficient it's going to be at scooping stuff out. But, you know, it wasn't my intention to show you how to make a Weir. I was actually coming out to show you how to make a boomerang. But, you know, the opportunity presented itself. And for the purposes of demonstration, I'm sure this should be sufficient. Back in the days when they were using stone hand axes, doing this on a larger tree could take the better part of a day. But, you know, luckily I have something a hell of a lot better than a stone hand axe. Now normally they would hack this out of the face of a tree, but as this is down, to save time, I reckon I'll just chop it into a pipe and then split it down. But I'll bring you back when it's ready to show you the next part. I put the hollow log on one of these exposed roots, so now I can keep my legs nice and far away from this. But now I can really open up and put some more power into it. And there we go. Now it's a matter of shaping the front of it so it'll go into the ground a lot easier. And now we've got this lovely curved surface that will act as a shovel to help scoop out more material than just a digging stick. Then once I've dug up whatever I need to dig up, I mean, if I was digging up roots and stuff as a wild edible, I can then use this to carry it back more easily if I don't have a bag or something. Yeah, so now I just need to put this on a log or something to give me a hard surface so I can start whacking away. So now I've got my workbench here. So here is where we are at. Oh, silly me. I should really smooth those off to make a better handle for it, but you can see where we're up to. Smoothing that section off, just because this is about about an inch thick. So just by chipping bits off the outside of it, we've now narrowed that down to maybe, it's varying around 3/18 of an inch maybe. So that will help us penetrate into the ground a lot easier than trying to ram something an inch wide straight into the ground. I think we could bring it to a nice convex point, but I'm just showing you how to do this quick and easy, and just to give you a bit of an idea of what a weir is and how it works. Now, I'll also have to smooth this section up because that's where you grip it, and it's just good for scooping out dirt as opposed to just raking it with a digging stick. So I guess this is kind of like going from digging your escape tunnel with a chopstick to digging your escape tunnel with a spoon. But yeah, I'll continue to pretty it up off camera. Now I've cleaned up the top section, I figured I might as well give you a bit of a demonstration with it. Right. I mean, you try scooping stuff out like that with just a digging stick. Admittedly, a lot of the ground around here is about as soft as concrete. So, in a lot of situations, using a weir, or one of these, isn't the most practical option. I mean, I'm thinking about digging a spider hole somewhere around here, and I'm not going to be using a weir. I'll probably have to, I'll either bring in a trenching tool, and if that don't work, I'll probably end up having to use a mattock just because the ground's so damn hard out here. But if I was living out here primitively, and I caught a fish and wanted to cook it in a ground oven in the loose gravel, this wouldn't be so bad. Or, well, there's a fresh midden mound of scallops over that way. So if I wanted to go out on the low tide and collect a heap of scallops, I now have a container to carry them back to my camp on. I just thought somebody out there might find this interesting and thought it'd be worth sharing a bit of my national heritage. Alright guys, see yous.